In a world shaped by the ever-turning wheel of destiny, where shinobi rise and fall with the tides of time, there exists a name that echoes with quiet reverence. Kakashi Hatake, the man with the silver hair and a mask that conceals not only his face, but the pain of a lifetime. He is known as the Copy Ninja, the son of a fallen hero, a teacher to legends, and a legend himself. Tonight, allow yourself to drift into the gentle cadence of his life's journey. Let the sound of his story ease your mind and carry you through the soft mist of memory and fate. Kakashi Hatake was born into the hidden leaf village, Konoha, during a time of tension and growing unrest. His father, Sakumo Hatake, was a hero in his own right, known as the White Fang of the Leaf. Sakumo's strength and reputation rivaled even that of the Sannin, yet his legacy was not carved in stone, but scarred by a tragic decision that changed everything. When Kakashi was still a young boy, his father made the choice to abandon a critical mission in order to save his comrades. Though his heart was noble, the village saw his actions as a disgrace. The pressure of that judgment drove Sakumo to take his own life, leaving young Kakashi to carry the weight of loss before he truly understood what it meant. That loss would shape Kakashi in profound ways. As a child, he grew rigid and rule-abiding, believing that the mission must always come first. He internalized the lesson that his father's mercy had cost him everything. Kakashi became a prodigy at the academy, graduating at the top of his class at an extraordinarily young age. Cold, serious, and distant, he was praised for his skill, but stood apart from others. Even as he grew stronger, there was a quiet hollowness that echoed within him, the void left by a father he both loved and silently questioned. When he became a genin, he was assigned to a team under Minato Namikaze, the future fourth Hokage, alongside two teammates, Obito Uchiha, a boy full of dreams, and Rin Nohara, a kind-hearted girl who often played peacemaker between the two. Kakashi and Obito clashed constantly. Where Kakashi was cold and rule-bound, Obito was emotional and driven by compassion. Rin, with her gentle voice and patient heart, tried to bridge the gap between them, but there was always a tension, a lingering unease. It was during the Third Great Ninja War that their destinies would begin to twist and converge in the most painful of ways. Kakashi had just been promoted to Jonin, a significant achievement, though he met it with quiet indifference. On the day of his promotion, Rin and Obito gave him gifts, small tokens of friendship. Minato gave him leadership of their next mission. It was supposed to be a routine infiltration, a step toward ending the war. But war, by its nature, is never routine. During that mission, Rin was kidnapped by enemy shinobi. Kakashi insisted they continue the mission, citing their orders and the importance of the objective. But Obito, defiant and full of heart, refused to abandon her. He confronted Kakashi, uttering the words that would eventually reshape his world. Those who break the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. Reluctantly, Kakashi followed Obito, and together they fought to save Rin. They succeeded, but at a great cost. During the battle, Kakashi lost his left eye, scarred in the heat of the fight. Obito, moments later, was crushed beneath a collapsing boulder. In his final moments, Obito gave Kakashi a gift, his Sharingan eye, awakened in the throes of desperation and friendship. As Obito disappeared beneath the rubble, Kakashi cradled his new power and the heavy burden of another loss. Rin would die not long after. In a twist of fate orchestrated by unseen hands, she was turned into a living weapon by the enemy, her body made to be a ticking time bomb. When Kakashi found her, she begged him to end her life. In the chaos of the battlefield, Rin leapt into Kakashi's Chidori, taking her own life to prevent destruction from within. To the outside world, it looked as though Kakashi had killed her. To Kakashi, it was yet another crack in his already fragile soul. He awoke later in the hospital, shaken, with the blood of his friends on his hands. Obito gone. Rin gone. His sensei, Minato, remained. But the scars of war ran deep. Kakashi threw himself into service for the village, becoming an elite ANBU operative, feared and respected by many. Behind the porcelain mask of the ANBU Black Ops, he buried his pain. Missions came and went. His hands became stained with shadows. Yet in all those years, he remained isolated, a ghost walking among the living. Eventually, Minato became Hokage. It was a bright flame in the midst of a dim time. But even that light would be extinguished. The night of the Nine-Tails attack on the village, a night when the sky was split by fire and roars. Kakashi lost his teacher, too. Minato and his wife, Kushina, gave their lives to protect the village and their newborn son, Naruto Uzumaki. Kakashi was left behind once more. Now a veteran in his own right, Kakashi returned to the village as a teacher, a reluctant one at first. He was given a new team: Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno. 3 children, each carrying hopes, pain, and promise. At first, Kakashi observed them with distant amusement. He tested them, not with strength, but with teamwork. The infamous Bell test, a challenge designed not to measure power, but unity. When Naruto and his teammates realized that the only way to succeed was to work together, Kakashi finally passed them. He saw in them a flicker of something long lost: camaraderie, defiance, hope. He watched as his new students grew. Naruto, wild and impulsive, full of heart and energy. Sasuke, quiet and focused, haunted by the loss of his clan. Sakura, eager and determined, striving to stand on equal ground with her teammates. They reminded him of himself, of Rin, of Obito, of a past that never truly let go. as the world grew more unstable, Kakashi found himself drawn once more into the heart of conflict. The Chunin exams, the invasion of Konoha, the growing unrest among the shinobi nations. He trained Sasuke, trying to guide him away from the path of revenge, hoping to break the cycle of pain that haunted the Uchiha name. But in the end, Sasuke left, consumed by darkness. Another student gone, another loss Kakashi couldn't prevent. When the Akatsuki rose, a dark organization threatening the fragile balance of the shinobi world, Kakashi fought to protect the village and his students. He faced Itachi Uchiha. He trained Naruto, guiding him in the ways of chakra control and resilience. He led missions with calm precision. Yet through it all, the ghosts of the past lingered. The Sharingan in his eye, a reminder of Obito's final gift. The Chidori in his hand, once meant to protect, now tinged with sorrow. In time, the truth would come to light. Obito was not dead. He had survived, saved, and twisted by a man who called himself Madara. Obito, broken by the loss of Rin and disillusioned by the cruelty of the world, took on a new identity, Tobi, and became a central figure in the Akatsuki. Kakashi, upon learning the truth, was devastated. His friend had become the enemy. The boy who once believed in loyalty and love now sought to drown the world in an illusion of peace through control and darkness. Their confrontation was inevitable. As the fourth great ninja war erupted, Kakashi stood once more on the front lines, not as a mere soldier, but as a leader, a commander of the allied shinobi forces. The battlefield was chaotic, but Kakashi's presence brought calm. He fought with unwavering focus, but his heart remained heavy as he prepared to face the shadows of his past, Obito among them. Their reunion was not a warm one. Kakashi and Obito clashed both physically and ideologically. Blades met, and memories resurfaced. Kakashi pleaded with Obito to remember who he was, to remember Rin, to remember the boy who once spoke of protecting friends at all costs. But the Obito he had known seemed long gone, buried beneath years of manipulation and grief. Their battle was fierce, not just one of jutsu, but of ideals. Kakashi wielded his Sharingan with precision, matching Obito's moves with familiarity, their shared past playing out in the rhythm of their fight. Yet, in the crucible of battle, something shifted. When Naruto and the others joined the fight, their resilience, their hope, it reminded Obito of who he used to be. Naruto, in many ways, was a mirror of the boy Obito had once been. And slowly, like the first rays of dawn piercing through the dark, Obito began to remember. The weight of his choices bore down on him. He saw in Naruto what he might have become. And Kakashi, his steadfastness, his loyalty, his pain, it all came crashing down like a wave against Obito's crumbling resolve. Obito chose redemption. He turned against Madara. And in a final act of sacrifice, he laid down his life to protect Naruto and the future. For Kakashi, It was both closure and loss. The boy he had once called a friend had returned, only to be taken away once more. But this time, there was no bitterness, only understanding. Obito's final gift to Kakashi came in the form of power. For a brief, shining moment, Kakashi gained access to both of Obito's Mangekyo Sharingan. With them, he wielded the mighty Susanoo, a radiant warrior of chakra, and fought alongside Naruto and Sasuke to bring an end to the war. His strength, both physical and emotional, proved vital in the battle against Kaguya Otsutsuki, the progenitor of chakra, a being of immense and ancient power. Kakashi, ever the strategist, played a crucial role in sealing her away and ending the conflict. When the war finally ended, there was peace, but also a sense of uncertainty. What would come next? The shinobi world had changed. So had Kakashi. He no longer possessed the Sharingan. When Obito passed, the eye's power faded. But in its place remained something far more important: clarity. Kakashi had spent a lifetime carrying the burden of loss, of guilt, of expectation. He had lost friends, teachers, students, but he had also found purpose. He had guided the next generation. He had protected his village. He had found a way to keep moving forward. And so, when the time came to choose a new Hokage, the choice became clear. Kakashi Hatake, once a reluctant leader, once a masked loner, became the sixth Hokage of Konohagakure. He accepted the role with humility, bringing to the position not ambition, but experience and empathy. Under his leadership, the village healed. He oversaw reconstruction, diplomacy, and the integration of new technologies and alliances. He leaned on his trusted allies, Shikamaru, Yamato, Goi, and mentored those who would carry on the will of fire. As Hokage, Kakashi preferred reading to paperwork and peace to power. He wore the hat, but he never sought the spotlight. He remained a guardian in the truest sense, watching over the village from behind calm eyes and a steady voice. And when the time came, he passed the mantle to Naruto Uzumaki, the boy who had once been his student and now stood ready to lead with his own kind of brilliance. In retirement, Kakashi took to a quieter life. He traveled. He read his beloved Icha Ika novels. He offered guidance to the young, trained when needed, and reminded others that strength isn't just about jutsu. It's about perseverance, compassion, and resilience. Throughout his life, Kakashi wore a mask, a simple piece of cloth that came to symbolize much more. Behind it was a man shaped by tragedy, tempered by experience, and defined by his quiet strength. He loved deeply, even when he struggled to express it. He bore guilt, even when it wasn't his to carry. He gave everything, even when he had nothing left. And now, as the village rests in peace, so too does Kakashi, a man who never sought glory, but earned it nonetheless, a teacher who shaped legends, a hero who walked through darkness so others could live in light. Let his story be a lullaby to those who dream of courage, a soft, steady whisper to guide you into rest. Let the story of Kakashi Hatake help you fall asleep